Well, certainly it is an unprecedented time, and I'm a parent myself, so I can relate both as a pediatrician and as a parent, the just challenges that all of us are facing. We're social beings, and particularly children, and the connections that they need with their friends and peers are a big part of childhood, and I think we acknowledge that. So I think right now we're challenged with figuring out the ways that we can continue to build that in, especially since uh, for most people right now, they are on Zoom or virtual versions of work and school. And I think that we're going to have to just be aware of how to navigate that into the fall. For younger children, a lot of the challenge is around just the physical energy that they have and just the need to be much more active and physical, and that being, stuck at home or inside and not able to play as actively is a big challenge. For older kids and teens, I think that the lack of social connection and the opportunity for autonomy and doing things on their own and with their peers, I think is probably amongst the most challenging part of this. We know that kids will express their dismay or distress in different ways, but there are some key ways that we'll oftentimes see that. One is isolation, so kind of retreating into spending time alone and not being engaged with other people in their family or in their peer group. Irritability. We know that kids, especially younger kids, will oftentimes express distress in just kind of being irritable and upset and easily bothered by things that they might usually accept and be okay with. So that is something that parents should be on the lookout for. And I think just if you have the gut sense that your child just isn't, feeling good, and that they're just not seeming to be themselves in the way that they're interacting, then really paying attention to that and initiating the conversations with them about that, normalizing how hard this time is for everybody and for them, and not dismissing it. I think key things are to be able to have some of that structured time, have it be clear to kids when it's time for bed, and how to navigate their screen time, and making sure that the time that our kids that we're spending together is as quality as it can be. For a lot of us, nature is an antidote to kind of our feeling lower mood with COVID, and all the things that are happening in our world. And so being outside is so good for our brains and bodies. And so I think certainly that is a big part of what we should be doing together and can also do safely. From day to day, we all have ups and downs, and that's a natural thing and normal. But if we're seeing that our child is really not bouncing back from what is a normal range of adversity and difficulty, and it really seems to be persistent, we're talking a week or more of symptoms where they just seem really out of sorts or just kind of not themselves, then I absolutely would recommend that people reach out to their pediatrician or their doctor